Hey everyone, Greta here. When you are doing a Warrior 3, are you using more of your hip joint to do the work, or are you using more of the muscles in the lower body to do the work? You might be wondering, what are you talking about again, Greta? The reason why I'm asking is because Warrior 3 is a more accessible shape, meaning it's not too complex. You're balancing on one leg, you extend the other leg back, upper body leans forward. Done. So because the shape is more accessible, then you have more time and space to check out the details. Hence the question, are you using your hip joint to do most of the work, or are you using your muscles? A lot of us tend to use the hip joint more. And the reason why is because the body is really smart. It wants to use the least amount of effort to do the job. So by using the hip joint to lift the leg up, it requires a lot less effort coming from the muscles. So if you're wondering, what's this? Check this out. So a lot of people, when we're doing a Warrior 3, we tend to go here. Okay. As you can see, the right hip is actually facing more towards the camera than down to the floor. For this one, I'm using more of my hip joints, okay, to lift the leg up. If you're wondering what are you talking about again, I'm just going to move the right hip joint to face more down to the floor. So I'm not going to move the height of my right leg at all. I'm just going to move the hip joint. Now the right hip joint facing towards the camera more. Now down to the floor more. As you can see, once I move my hip joint, the right leg comes closer down to the floor. Whereas compared to there, it's a little bit higher. So using the hip joint. Nothing wrong with it. Okay, don't feel, oh my gosh, I'm being shamed for using my hip joint. No. Okay, it's just being a little bit more mindful. What are you trying to work on when you are in your Warrior 3? For this one, when using the hip joint, it requires less muscles. If you are moving the hip joint, so both the hip joints are facing more down towards the floor, then it requires a lot more muscular strength. You have to engage your buttocks, the muscles in your leg, just to hold the leg up. It will be good to engage the muscles in the buttocks because it helps with the leg extension, meaning reaching back. So when you are here, having both the hips facing down towards the floor as you reach the right leg back, now instantly I have to squeeze my butt, belly hugging a little bit, and then I have to really use my muscles in the leg to extend the leg back. And that's not it. The standing leg, the left leg, my inner thighs, the adductors, the adductors need to fire up immediately in order to support the entire body. Whereas for here, less inner thigh, more on the outer thigh and outer hip. The one that I just demoed requires a lot more strength, and to a lot of us feels a lot tougher because me included, when we walk, a lot of us tend to walk with the toes turning out to the side or turning out away instead of pointing in. So when we are walking, when the toes are turning out to the side, we tend to use more on the outer leg muscles and the outer hip. We rarely use the inner leg muscles. So when we're doing a Warrior 3 with both the hips facing down towards the floor, inner leg muscles instantly need to fire up. Something that we rarely use, something that's huge, extremely powerful, but we rarely use. So that's why. Next time when you're doing a Warrior 3, think, what are you trying to work on? That's it for my sharing for today. It seems a little bit trivial, but it's actually quite a huge change. Give it a try and let me know. I'll see you again soon. Take it easy.